and others that are listening worldwide, that if they even heard his voice, that would even add more credibility to what you're saying?
That would be great. I'll have to ask him if he thinks it's possible. Mm-hmm. The only problem is, there's no phone time starts in California at 7 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of, I don't know, that's like right after your show's over. Yeah.
Well,
so
sometimes it just goes on and on. We have affiliates that,
oh, okay.
Like last week, it just went on and on.
There's no guarantee when he can get a call.
Yeah.
If they're locked down, he can't get a call.
No.
If you don't sign up, you don't get a call. Yeah. But I can certainly tell him that the listeners would like for him to call in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, maybe one of these days he could just try you on a Saturday night and call in.
Okay. Well, let me know. We'll try to arrange that. I'll give him a number that he can call into, and
a different one.
Yeah, a different one. Yeah, and
okay.
Yeah, so we could get that arranged. So if you would do that, like I say, I meant
I'm
that would go a long
weekend.
way. That would go a long way. I would say
it would.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's. I'm sorry I couldn't take him with me to England, because I'm basically just a spokesperson and the wife and the publisher. But
okay. So in your organization, Earth Defense Headquarters, do you field calls saying we're being attacked by aliens now? They're landing, or what? I mean, what is it that you? Is it just information?
No, I should say nobody calls me.
Would you like some calls?
I don't get that kind of stuff.
No. Okay.
No.
Okay. So I want to know a little bit more about the space battles that you said. Has the Earth Defense per se blasted alien craft, or is always kind of a stalemate there? We never can shoot them down.
Oh no, we've had full on battles. Let's see, July of '76, the one I know about. Let's see, part of that was like a twofold thing. His father and several human forces were down in the Antarctica fighting against Greys and reptilians and former Nazis at the base down there. My husband and this is the one thing I forgot to say before, is like not all reptilians are bad. I mean, for a long period of time, there is a reptilian prince who was an ally with my father-in-law and my husband, and he would fly as my husband's number one. So they would, be side to side in ships on missions. Mm-hmm. So, but in China, Naga, the reptilian, had his own ship. My husband was flying an alien ship, and they had antimatter devices on them. So they actually went through the dimensional gate that the alien ships were coming through, and imploded the gate. So that's one way. But then, I can't discuss. I mean, I don't know the weapons, but they were fighting, doing dogfights with these other alien spacecraft.
Really?
And so that was here, up at the thing at Vesta. They were, fighting them like dogfight type stuff, because you would send out the smaller ships, smaller craft from the main, battleship size thing, and you would have one-on-one fights with the other craft.
Really?
And then the one called the Harvest Moon, which was September of '77. Yeah, we were fighting them, and actually, my husband ended up ramming and boarding the reptilian ship, and so they were doing hand-to-hand combat. So. Wow.
You mean hand to claw?
Yeah, hand to claw.
Yeah.
And each kind, it's funny because each kind has, they had their own version of a gun, and we had our versions of different, shooting things and knives and stuff. So everybody was heavily armed.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really
so are we fighting them?
Scary to read.
Are we fighting them still today? Are these type of battles? I mean, is it possible that somebody could look with a powerful telescope out and see some of these intergalactic battles?
I think so. According to this guy I met that has this night vision equipment, I mean, he does see stuff going on up in the sky. And then a part of my other thing I'm just starting to talk about is that we just put out a report called the Zagros Mountains, and it's kind of in two parts because, I had to get it ready to go to England. But there's been sightings and weird stuff going on in the Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan, area for years and years and years and hundreds of years in ancient history and this and that. And there is a dimensional gate in Iran, And there's a lot of fighting going on up in those mountains that I don't believe are just the Turks and the Kurds.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Some have suggested that our fight with Iraq is so that we can get some sort of ancient technology they may have had in museums. Have you heard anything like that?
Oh, somebody just asked me about that. I don't know if that's what it is, but I certainly don't think it's all about terrorism and oil. So part of it could be the antiquities that are there, and I know that Saddam Hussein knew a lot about the secrets. And like I said, there have been things going on in those mountains for hundreds of years. So, and people are reporting seeing, monsters. And I put do I have time to read a short quote
go
out
ahead.
of my report?
Go right ahead.
Okay. The question is asked, who are the Americans locked in mortal combat with? And a Kurdish herder said giants. Giants, jinns, and snake men, more than ever in the past. They come for our women and our sheep. And one also might realize that the reptiles may not be the only off-world group or race using the gateways to come through to perform whatever scientific, tourist, or resource-gathering missions they may be interested in. So, you hear of, like, whole villages being destroyed and the people have just vanished. And I think it's very probable that things with aliens are going on in those mountains that, because our reporters never go there. You never hear about hardly any fighting in the North Mountains of Iraq. You hardly hear of anything going on in Iran. So, like I said in England, if you hear of a nuclear incident in that area, it's probably because they couldn't contain what might be going on.
Got it. Now, if somebody were to go to your website, of course, and we have a link to it, what are they going to find there?
They're going to find, I need to update it. They're going to find some basics about the organization, because this topic is not our only focus. It's not. They're going to find all the topics we're interested in. They're going to find a description of the research center, which I've set up here in Marin County, with lots of files, lots of research, and this whole huge manuscript that my husband's been working on that ties a lot of things together. And I publish a quarterly newspaper called EcoBite, so people can just subscribe to that, basically, or they can join and become members of the nonprofit, and all that would help, the reports I'm trying to get out and the movie I'm trying to finish, things like that.
Yep. Okay.
And I have lots of reports to sell. So some of it's on space, some of it's just on military stuff, some of it's on other historical events, some of it's on genealogy, because everything's basically related. Okay.
Well, Joanne Richards of the Earth Defense Headquarters, can we have you back again on the program sometime?
Anytime.
All right. I'd
be happy to.
I appreciate you coming on tonight, and we'll talk with you again.
Well, thank you so much.
All right then.
Bye, Daniel.
You have been listening to The Edge with Daniel Ott. To subscribe to The Edge newsletter, log on to theedgeam.com. That's theedgeam.com, where you can find out more about the guests and topics discussed on the air. The Edge is being brought to you by Internet Solutions, home of affordable website design and low-cost Internet access. Visit Internet Solutions at es4.com. That's es4.com. Until next week, for the Edge Radio broadcast, I'm Chris Moore. See you on the Edge.
News on the USA Radio Network is next.